citizens of the United States, Christians and non-believers. The true enemy is dividing you. Lay your swords for a moment, and let an agreement be drawn. You are a Christian nation. You are a non-believer nation. You are a Muslim nation. You are a nation of all who believe in strength, knowledge, and in liberty. At the end of each day, no matter what you believe, we spill the same blood. We are all brother and sister. Whether or not you think of each other as a sinner, we are one. You also have another aspect in common. You are slaves. You are being toyed. Your economy being sucked dry, largely at the expense of the middle and poor class. Whatever view you may have, religion is a tool for the government to keep you divided. Don't you see? In arguing against each other over science and intelligent design, in which every case turns out to be the same. What we don't find in disputing with one another online and in person is productivity. What we don't find is that most do not agree to disagree. Instead of arguing going anywhere, what we do find is people bashing themselves into an unshakable wall. We do find it is us ripping each other apart, dividing and confusing one another. We will see by setting aside our differences that it happens no more. We do find that you are shielded from realizing that we are all citizens of the United States, and we share a common ground. We are people, and we are the people. The body politic. We are sidetracked from recognizing that we all have a common enemy with a malign agenda to weaken our government, who we must fight, or that enemy will beat you to your knees. While we argue, they laugh and sip greed while your constitution is being burned to crisps, and while your government derails to greedy Zionists. You still stand divided, every one of you. American believers and non-believers alike. The body politic. Each have an enemy, a common ground. That enemy shares what seems like an omnipotent power in your government who has been able to grip key positions in politics, who control your intellectual and spiritual lives. A power that has been able to monitor all citizens of the United States. An enemy that marries within the family to keep the wealth in the family. An enemy that Germany faced prior to World War II. An enemy who exterminated people of Middle Eastern descent to make room for an illegal nation. This enemy holds one of the top most influential lobby groups in the U.S. Congress and the British Parliament, APAC. American Israel Public Affairs Committee, a lobby for a foreign nation. The ones who law control of the wealthiest banking systems in the world. The ones who law control of the mainstream media. The ones who elect and endorse candidates invaluable to the Constitution like Mitt Romney. The ones who lock the chances of good men from earning the title president. The ones who bribe congressmen to vote on behalf of corporate interests. The ones who have shelved us beneath their interests. And the ones who wish to suck your idea of liberty dry. They are not the ones who will hand you the truth. They are the Zionists, who are the real enemy of the United States government and her people. They do in fact care less to send your young, brave and loyal soldiers, sons and daughters, atheists and Christians of the United States military to their deaths, namely an air war against the civilian population, beneath the deceptive slogan of a war against military objectives. They are the ones who pilot policemen and women to cruelly sabotage the freedoms of the American people. They are the ones who found political bodyguards that represent war as something to be yearned for and hence wish to bolster business. They are the ones who say that people who stand for liberty are traitors in order to eliminate their internal resistance to their criminal policy of war. They are the ones who are your common enemy. The fact they intervene with the Middle East, sending American men and women to risk their lives and their families for a war that cannot be won. And the fact the American taxpayer is funding for this on any level demonstrates their concern for your life, and therefore constitutes an act of war on the American people. The differences of believers and non-believers must be withdrawn. Christians, you must realize, we are equal. And what you will find is that the evil and suffering in the world is not due to non-believers, Buddhists, or Muslims, but a source fundamentally much closer to you. Yes. Join your brothers and sisters and many in arms against Zionism, and let yourselves unite. The citizens of the United States cannot be defeated when united. Your founding fathers were a small group who set the course of change for the entire nation, who compromised their differences. Let us draw swords together against your government and restore the real America. Let us fight Zionists, greedy financial magnates and politicians locking control of the American politic. Back off. Surrender the Constitution in its original form to the people, or else this war will end in the shattering of one of the two warring parties. AIPAC may know this to be the people of the United States, but we know it to be all Zionists. We are not fucking playing. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. AIPAC, Wall Street, and Zionists. Expect us.